This is Stephen Miller with Stephen Miller Photography. My first question for you, Stephen, is what makes your service and your company unique and special?
Absolutely. Well, we take a lot of pride in being very natural with our photography. So if I'm being totally transparent, we're not really great at Photoshop. And in a way, it's kind of a bragging right that we try to photograph as picture perfect in camera as possible so that we don't even need to touch Photoshop. That's the goal. But one thing that's really unique is we also try to be photographers with purpose. So one of the sessions that we offer are called Starry Night sessions, where we actually raise awareness about the problems with light pollution by taking couples to dark sky locations and seeing the Milky Way for the very first time and capturing them under that cosmos naturally.
So. If you have not seen those pictures by Stephen Miller Photography, you absolutely have to see his night sky photography. They're absolutely stunning. He does it right here in Central Florida. So if you've never seen the night sky in Central Florida, it does exist here. You have to find it out. He is your connection for that. So give us a piece of advice about choosing maybe your engagement session location for our couples today.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I always recommend stirring it up compared to your actual wedding venue. So if you have a rustic wedding venue, consider a different setting for your engagement session just to stir up the colors and the atmosphere of the photos. Unless you just are absolutely a rustic couple, then you can certainly do a rustic location as well. But don't be afraid to ask your photographer for some recommendations too, because photographers like us, we've been so many places. Sometimes even wedding venues will allow you to have an engagement session on their property. So if you have a vision or some kind of the style that you want in your backdrop of your engagement session, ask your photographer.
Those are some great questions. And we actually at I Said Yes FL have worked with Stephen Miller and his team in the past on our cover. We love him. We're good friends.
Thank you.
And so we appreciate and value very much the work that his team does. So another question for you is, again, I keep asking this question a lot today, is are you doing in-person appointments right now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
And if we choose not to do an in-person appointment as an engaged couple, do you have virtual options also?
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
Absolutely.
And my timer up there is telling us we still have 1 minute, so we have just a few more questions for you. So tell me, what is your favorite part about wedding day and the photography service that you provide? I know it's a hard one, right? I know.
That's tough. I would say it's the ceremony. Usually when the couple starts tearing up while they're exchanging their vows, I start tearing up. I just think it's just such a genuine part of the wedding day, and you can just really feel the love all around. It's one of my favorite parts.
And you get to capture that forever on their photos. That's wonderful.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, right. A piece of advice you want to hand out? You have about 30 seconds to tell them a piece of advice.
Absolutely. In regards to the photography department, take your time and make sure you get a chance to meet whoever your wedding day photographer is going to be. I've heard in the past some cases where they don't get to meet that person, and I really think that finding a personality match is one of the most important parts about finding a photographer, because they're really going to be with you for the entire day. They're going to be with you by your side more than any other wedding vendor on the wedding day.
That is an excellent piece of advice as we finish up with Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. We're going to trade out to our next. Thanks for joining us, to our next guest today. But he made a really great point. I've heard this over and over from couples and from photographers, that building that relationship in advance and making it sure that that photographer is somebody you really like. They get in your really intimate business during your wedding. Some brides actually have them in the room when they're getting dressed. So make sure it's somebody you're comfortable working with. I appreciate Stephen stopping today.